Greetings, Goddess Body Mind Spirit community. This is your Goddess Guru, Tyra Omilade, here to share a word of inspiration with you on your path to self-realization and self-mastery. Today is April 27th, 2018, and I am so happy to be on with you today. We have a full moon coming up, and just to let y'all know, I don't actually feel my data. So one of the things I said was that Venus is in Gemini. It's Friday. Let's have a good time. Gemini is a fun sign, and Venus is all about the fun too. I might have to put this on pause and go get my dog. He is outside, but he is outside barking, and I can't take it. So, one second. All right. But I wanted to come on and talk about, hold one second. Come on, will you go get the dog? Thank you. I can't take a dog outside barking too much. I don't want to be that neighbor. So I want to talk about the full moon in Scorpio. And, y'all, I always tell y'all, I am a student of astrology right now. You would really do yourselves good by finding an astrologer that you really like listening to and seeing what they have to say about this full moon. And part of the reason is because it's not all the time just about the moon. It's the moon and the aspects to the moon, what other planetary energies are going on. But I will give you some general information that I do know. The moon in Scorpio, it's a full moon in Scorpio. Of course, the full moon is about culmination. It's also about illumination. And so when we think about the full moon, we're thinking about perhaps an intention that we set at the new moon is going to make itself manifest at the full moon. Or maybe we made an intention at a new moon a few times back, excuse me, and it is now manifesting itself at this particular full moon. So, you just think about the full moon from that perspective, giving birth to something. The baby's here. The other thing we want to think about is, we have to remember that we are highly creative. Speaking of Oshun, we're highly creative beings. We create our lives. We create the good and the bad. So the more intentional we are about what we are thinking about, what we're desiring in our lives, the more when we get to the full moon phase, we will like what we see. When we get to the full moon phase and we don't like what we see, the best thing we can do is to say, well, you know what? I created this. So, woo, I did it, but I'm going to do something different next time. I will manifest something different because this is not really what I want. So this is the importance of really operating according to these lunar cycles and setting intentions and doing the work to actually make it all manifest. The other thing about the full moon is that it will illuminate, certain aspects of your life, just sort of depending on where, if we're thinking astrologically, where is that particular full moon in your chart? So, in general, a full moon in Scorpio is a moon that might be highlighting some stuff that's like dark, might be highlighting some secrets, might be highlighting some transformation. For me, this particular full moon, because Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, it might be bringing up the need to detox, or you might be in a forced detox like I'm in right now, where you don't feel well. You might be finding yourself just, when I think about Scorpio, a lot of times I think about the energy of Oya. I really have been hearing Oya say, pick up this book and read about me. This book is by our Falakun, Fatumbi, Oya, Ifa, and the Spirit of the Wind. I was surprised to find it at my local metaphysical bookstore, but it was there. But anywho, yeah, you know, this just in general, when we're thinking Scorpio full moon, it could be highlighting more of esoteric knowledge, which I've been feeling like that's happening for me. Just seeing things in a deeper way. Scorpio is a sign that's very spiritual, is deeply spiritual. It gets a bad rap for being obsessive and dark and intense, but you know, there's a positive side to everything. And when you have deep spiritual wisdom, you may not walk like everybody else and be, you know, like total line and just happy go lucky. You know, this esoteric wisdom and this knowledge, it goes deep and you feel it so deeply. That's the other thing about Scorpio. You just feel it so deeply. And so these are things that could be happening during the moon. But you know, it's like I was listening to Sadhguru today. I like Sadhguru. I just have here lately just been like, I don't know if I'm feeling Sadhguru on everything. He 2 times has made videos sort of dogging astrology. And I just don't like that. I can see, especially when you're a spiritual teacher, it's like I get what he's saying because I mean, I really actually agree with what he's saying. I didn't even listen to the whole video because I'm like, you know what, Sadhguru, I'm not feeling well today. I'm a Scorpio rising, so I'm feeling some kind of way right now if you start going down this path dogging out astrology, and I'm in love with astrology right now. But the piece that he's saying, we predict, you know, astrologers predict what's going to happen. We don't need to be doing a prediction. I've been learning more about evolutionary astrology, and it's like understanding the patterns and how do we work with this energy in our lives to make it manifest. Because in the end of the day, yeah, we can tell somebody, even with any oracle, you know, because astrology is really, at the end of the day, it's an oracle. You can tell anybody this is what's going to happen in your life. But really, does that help to spiritually evolve somebody? No, we want to know what Scorpio is going to do. Yes, we may feel all this stuff, but what do we do with it? We want to apply it in some way. And so, you know, when it comes up, if it's something that's dark or, you know, it's a problematic, you feel the energy of transformation, then we should be intentional. We should be aware and intentional in seeing what can I do with this? How can I use this to make me better? How can I use this to further me along in my evolution and open up in my self-realization process? So we don't want to just know what's going to happen. We want to actually apply it. We want to be scientists of this spiritual wisdom. So, you know, just depending on where Scorpio is in your chart, if you know your chart and you know houses, then you'll sort of know where or how Scorpio is going to make itself manifest in your life. I will say one astrologer that I listened to, and I'm having a hot flash, y'all, said that the moon is being trined and sextile. I can't remember by what. But trines and sextiles ease the way. And so it perhaps is a time, this really and truly, I've just been listening to quite a few astrologers, and sometimes it's just like, is there any good news? But what I'm beginning to realize is right now is a deeply spiritual time. So whatever is coming up, we should be just trying to work our spiritual practices as much as we possibly can. We should be reading our spiritual works and just looking at our lives and seeing really what is life saying that we need to be doing. Do we feel stuck? Is life trying to push us and we're pushing back up against it? Is there some unfinished business out there? Are there plans that we need to be making? What do we need to do? All we need to do really is sit down with our life. Our life will tell us what to do. Whether you have astrology, initiated, whatever, Your life is never, ever going to give up on you. And it will show you if we would but just listen. So I did go to the oracle, though, to ask, you know, what energies are surrounding us for this full moon energy. The full moon energy. I'm pretty sure this energy lasts for about 2 weeks. So we'll say this reading lasts for about 2 weeks since it's regarding this full moon. And I would say we have two goddesses that we're working with. If we want to think goddess energy, we're working with Oya. I just see Oya as the energy of Scorpio. It's very Oya-like. We could even say, you know, just that crone aspect of the goddess, which would also be Kali Ma, Pele, Sekhmet. I can't think of any other names right now. The other goddess would be the goddess for this year. So, wow, this is interesting. When I pulled Maat and she spoke negatively. And now you can go back and look at the video that I made on April 24th. In the video, I say August 24th. I was like, oh my gosh, I am crazy sometimes. April 24th, just 2 days ago. And I talked about the laws of the universe. And so, you know, this is the energy of Maat. Go back and watch that video where I talk about some of the laws of the universe. Another thing that I'll talk about in this particular video with this energy of Maat, you know, Maat is all about seeing the big picture. And so what Maat says is, in this, let me skip over here to this one, chaos and drama. It's just weird. You know, I hadn't talked about this card yet. I've been meaning to talk about this card. But today I heard two different teachers as I was listening talk about chaos and drama. Well, one was actually Sadhguru and the other one was Michael Beckwith. And they both talked about dissolution as it relates to chaos and drama. And so one of the things that we want to think about when it comes to chaos and drama is Maat's vision. We have to look at the big picture. A lot of times we look at the chaos and the drama and that's it. I mean, it's like we can't even begin to see beyond it. But when we are living aware, when we are looking at the chaos and drama, and I heard someone say yesterday, letting it inform us of there's something going on beyond what we see with our eyes. This is what Maat wants us to do. Maat wants us to see beyond the chaos and the drama, and to get the big picture. We want to see it within, so we can look at it as the series and the episodes. We want to see the chaos and the drama as an episode. Another concept that we want to consider during this time, or it's really a state of being, is fear. Chaos and drama is absolutely related to fear. And a lot of times when we're looking at our spiritual growth and evolution, the question is, how much do we see fear and how much are we walking in faith? Because that's what, you know, Maat calls us to do. We want to walk in faith instead of in fear, because fear blocks us from really accessing the solutions. You know, I constantly talk about Oshun being like the master of solutions. Oshun will really come up with creative solutions. It's the Oshun within us. When we have fear, it's sometimes hard to come up with these creative solutions or to be open to the truth of there's nothing really going on. And I know on the physical level, there's this drama being played out. You know, we're in this holographic projection, basically. That it seems absolutely real. Like, it's absolutely real that I'm sitting here, we're making this video, I'm in this flesh, but this is what Maat is calling us to do. This is what chaos is drama is calling us to do, is asking us to go beyond what we see in this holographic experience called the physical reality, to seeing the great divine consciousness. And so Maat is saying that perhaps we're too lost in the chaos and the drama. Perhaps We're too lost in the minute details of the human experience, and we're not seeing the big picture. What is the big picture? You could say it's self-realization. Maybe it has to do with something that's more on the material level. You know, you're working on a particular project and you really need to see the big picture of this project. You've gotten lost in the details, but you need to see the big picture of this project. So it could be on the spiritual level, it could be on the material level, how we're wanting to look at, you know, the big picture. But at the end of the day, for 2018, we need to be looking more at the big picture. You know, it's always about the vision. For me, when I have a vision, it really drives me, even when it's like, this makes no sense that I'm working this hard, but I can't not do it because I see the vision. I just keep pushing, 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 pushing. I see the vision. I see the vision. And so, you know, at the end, you get there. The vision is what drives you. It's not going to be the small, minute details, you know? And part of the vision is your spiritual growth and development. Part of your vision is, you know, what thing did you set for 2018? These lunar cycles are giving us opportunities to check into what did I set my intentions for 2018? What have I set my intentions for over the next 2 to 3 years? Over the next 10 years, 5 years, 10 years, 30 years, you know? We continually have to stay on top of this thing, okay? So that's something to think about with Maat. Oh, the other thing is that I think is very important as we go into the waning moon phase is the need to forgive. Who do you need to forgive? Now, that's on my toes. I just felt something when I said that. Who do you need to forgive? What has happened to you in your life that sort of has you in a place where you have something in you that prevents you from really living your full self because you won't forgive somebody for whatever they did? It really becomes a block. It really becomes a block. And how many of us continue to relive the chaos and drama that has made us not forgive somebody? And so we got to go into that lack of forgiveness even more. So the chaos and the drama and just everything that we see in our lives gives us opportunity to expand ourselves. Because again, my eye is saying we need to expand. And you know, my eye is saying with it in the negative, y'all are not expanding. As a matter of fact, you might be contracting. You might be getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller in your mindset. I know I'm having an issue. I have set up a new Facebook profile. Look for Tyra Omilade. The name that you see on my YouTube channel, look for that, Tyra Omilade. Don't come to Tyra Hargrove. I have to keep that one because that's the one that I use to advertise my classes. A lot of people have found me that way for that. But I just said I need to unplug from the news and just everything because it makes me get so... and, you know, I just keep coming back to, I mean, I can be me. I can do my work. That's all I can do. I can affect change by living my destiny. And so that's an example I would think in my life of how I'm living smallish in my mind. And so my eye is saying, look here, sister girl, you need to expand yourself. You need to be doing more videos. You need to be making your posts. You need to be doing your spiritual studies. You know, these are things that, you know, the mothers have been talking to me about. And so, you know, I'm like, yes, okay. I'm grateful for the oracle to give me guidance. The other card that spoke, which is very interesting, is Ausar. Ausar, you could say, is our higher self. You know, we seek to become Ausar. I relate Ausar to Ori. And, you know, in the Metanetta, Ausar is related to the energy of Obatala. So, you know, Obatala is about keeping a cool head. Whew. Let's just keep a cool head. And this is how we're going to, you know, figure some things out. I also relate Obatala to this energy of intellect and This is not necessarily like Sabbath rational thinking, but it is very intellectual, very wise energy. You know, it's sort of like that wise spirit that when nobody else can really see what's going on, no one else can see the Maat vision, this energy can see it and can give you the wisdom and the nuggets that you need to chew on in order to shift yourself in the direction that you need to go, or in order to shift yourself into acceptance of this is what needs to happen, whether you want it to or not. I went to the Oracle to ask if I should teach some classes this summer that I really don't want to teach. But my spirit was sort of feeling like, look, you need to take this opportunity. You need to teach these classes just to have, some extra income coming in, because I really don't know what I'm going to be doing. My summers are always sort of up in the air. And so it's like I have to make money a whole different way in the summertime. And so I was like, oh, I really don't want to do this. And the Oracle was like, do it. As a matter of fact, Ausar was one of the energies that was like, you do it, do it. And, I just really thought on it. I thought on it. It chewed on me. I don't want to do it. But I said, you know what? Ausar is showing me that if I do this, I will receive blessings. I don't all the time fully know. It doesn't seem like it's worth my time. But I'm going to do it because I just feel like I told you, I just feel like there's something there, that something else is there that's good for me. This is what working with the energy of Ausar and Untitled can do for us. And keeping the cool head. Scorpio is known for just like, Scorpio be chill. But once Scorpio goes off, oh my goodness. But Untitled can help, and I think one of the energies that's trining the moon is Jupiter. I might be wrong, which is sort of like this energy. Ausar, Untitled just be assuaging that scorpion, saying, wait a minute, just hold on, don't let it go, don't unleash, just chill out, it's okay, Sometimes we need to. But at a full moon, we want to proceed with caution. We just had Pluto and Mars conjunct. They still probably conjunct. I mean, it's like really serious kind of energy right now. So, it's really good to have this energy that makes us just say, let me just really spiritually, intellectually think about this thing. Okay, let me use my spiritual intellect. And also, it's also time to sort of like get away, unplug, just, put yourself in an energy of, just solitude, quietness, meditation, becoming at one with yourself. And also doing that will help you move beyond the chaos and the drama. So the other thing, and this to me goes with Maat, sometimes, and it goes back to that law of polarities that I had read to you from Baba Shangadari, that Ausar says we need to, unity is a key word when we're dealing with Ausar. And so with this energy, we want to look at the fact that something that possibly looks like the polar opposite is really complementary energy. And so, oh gosh, you can apply it to the little things in your life. You can apply it to the bigger situations that we look at in our lives. But let's just say to everything, there is a reason. There is a rhyme and a reason to a lot of what is going on. And so when we allow ourselves to see the unity of it all, that the polarity is really one and the same, that more than being polarities, they're complements. If there was only one way that we all knew, oh my gosh, there is just the one great divine consciousness, but in this time, space-time continuum, I am telling you right now that we would be bored. what would the purpose of anything be? Like I said the other day in the video, squares in astrology, I've learned, when we get square aspects in our lives, just in general, something is, it's an opportunity to grow and move beyond our where we presently are, to see maybe I am in a good spot, or maybe I'm not really seeing this the right way. And y'all, please let me just say this, because this just, I just want to use this as an example. It's something I saw today. I can't even, I'm not good with pop culture, but the young lady who, she's really beautiful, and she always has on these suits when she dances. I can't think of her name. Someone posted a picture saying that she's pansexual. Now, I have not corroborated this story, but this is more about the comments that I saw. And I think for a lot of us who we weren't raised up, it was like gay or straight. And the transgender people back in the day, they were just lumped in with the gay people. It was not all these designations. And I've just been listening to astrologers. They're really the ones that typically sort of give, wisdom about this, about everything, whether they're right or wrong. But I heard one astrologer say it was something about Pisces that has, maybe it's Chiron in Pisces, has really brought up a lot of the issues regarding, transgender people and just all of this fluidity. Because actually, when you think about it, I've seen people, who was that white lady saying she was black? And then I saw this white man saying he's Filipino. And I'm laughing. I know that's probably not right. But anyway, when just the way I saw the way he was presented, it was just a little funny. But there's all of this dissolution of boundaries that's happening. And it's happening around gender and sexuality. Well, because we have added judgment to sexuality, and to me, this is what the Scorpio thing can do for us. This is what our spiritual practices can do. This is the square aspect. Just because someone has said there's male, female, and this is how people's sexuality and gender should roll, doesn't necessarily make it so. I have a hard time believing, just like the first time that I met, really started to address the wrong programming. I describe it as wrong programming that I received as a child, that homosexuality was wrong. I went to an all women's school. Folks there were like, girl, you better lose this, we didn't use words like homophobic or, you discriminating against homosexuality. I didn't really discriminate, but I just was like, oh, homosexuality is wrong. They were like, girl, you're going to have to get rid of that. And I'm like, what? So I was working with this white man at the hotel that I worked at right after college. And I said to him, Charlie was his name. I said, oh, and I had taken a course one summer, psychology class, to get my degree. And the lady had taught us about how there was the war in Germany. The women who were pregnant were under a lot of stress, and there was a huge upsurge in babies who were born who were homosexual. And it just started getting me to thinking, like it started breaking down whatever I had been programmed with. This is what this time is about for us. I'm using this example, hadn't planned on it, but I'm just sharing it. And so I talked to Charlie one day, and I just said, I'm just going to ask him. I just want to know. I said, Charlie, were you born? Are you like really gay? Did you choose to be gay, or are you really gay? He said, let me ask you a question. Do you think I would choose to be gay? I would not choose this, because gays are discriminated against. He probably said some other stuff. I was like 22 at the time. I can't remember. But that for me, I just said, I'm done. Gay people are who and what they are, however people describe themselves. The other thing about Maat said, don't be judging people, because you know what? You don't have the full story on them, because Maat is about the full story. You don't have the full story on them. You don't know what is going on. I don't know why things have manifested this way. But let's just say the soul of the universe has its own blueprint that's unfolding. And it just so happens to be a time where the boundaries of identity are now fluid. We've gotten so in this place where I am this. This is one of the things that I struggle with it, because I was born of African descent, but my spirituality has actually led me to believe I'm African in the body. There is a level of me that's African in the soul, but I'm beyond that. I'm the divine consciousness manifested. That I can't get invested in this identity, that I have this identity because it serves me in this incarnation, but I can't get tripped up on this thing, because that's how we end up in life, just not getting to where we want to go, doing what we want to do. And so I just really got offended seeing people say just these negative comments. I can't remember all the comments because it just offended me. Like, how horrible it is that so many people are saying that they're not just saying I'm heterosexual or I'm homosexual. It used to be horrible to be homosexual. Now folks are like, everybody got to be transgender and pansexual, and there's other ones out there some just don't even choose an identity. They're non-identified or whatever. But at the end of the day, I think what is important for us, we can use this as an example of really using that Obatala wisdom. Show me the wisdom, show me the right way. And really, what do I care? What do I care? And I feel like the more we let people be who and what they are, when they show up, if they're like, you know what, this is how I describe myself, they're going to tell you. So you can make a choice as to whether or not this is somebody you want to be in a relationship with. I just feel like, y'all, we have got to drop the labels. But I don't even know how I got on this topic of talking about this as it relates to Ausar. But I know I was talking about unity. The other thing about Ausar is that we need to understand that we want to operate according to the omnipresence, the omniscience, and the omnipotence of the universe. The wisdom, the power, and the presence of the divine are always with us. So whatever's going on with us, we need to open ourselves to be led, guided, and directed by that energy, because we are that energy. So that's what I have for you all right now. Thank you all so much for taking time to watch this video. Again, this upcoming Sunday, Baba Omitosin will be on to talk about Ifa. Ifa 101 Part 1. It's my goal to help those of you, so many are asking, how do I get started in Ifa? And so that's one of the things that I want to do. Good morning. How are you? I want to begin to delve into this tradition called Ifa, because so many people are asking about this beautiful, beautiful tradition. And, we're just going to do whatever we can to help people get the best start that they can get. I will put the information in this video along with the other one. The login information this Sunday teleconference at 7 p.m. on my teleconference line, the Oracle Speaks teleconference. So that's what I have for you right now. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Please like the video, share the video. I haven't said anything yet because I get scared of jinxing myself, but I checked the other day and I'm like well over the number. Y'all, I have reached 1,000 subscribers. I cannot believe it. I'm like, wow. Of course, that's nothing compared to other YouTubers, but 1,000 is actually a major milestone. I appreciate you all. You can go to my website, goddessbodyspirit.com. Excuse me, goddessbodymindspirit.com, and see what I've written. That website is now well over 10 years old. And I wrote there about the goddess, but also you can check out, if you need divination. I would more than willing to go to the oracle on your behalf. You can go to my spiritual readings page and find out more there. Thank you all. I wish you a great day. Have a wonderful weekend. Happy Scorpio full moon. Some of y'all might be feeling sexual too. I forgot to say that. Some of you might be feeling sexual. Love y'all. Peace.